We I gotta tell you, it feels so good to be home. And to celebrate our return to San Francisco, we wanted to present to you a new song that you probably have never heard before. She doesn't know her dress. Hair is always a mess. If you catch her stealing, she won't confess. She's beautiful, smokes a pack a day. Well, hey, that's me, but anyway, she doesn't care a thing about that. Hey, she thinks I'm beautiful. Me, Virginia. She never compromises, loves babies and surprises, wears high heels when she exercises. Ain't that beautiful? Well, meet Virginia. Alligators. Mama works on carburetors. Her brother is a fine mediator for the president. Well, here she is again on the phone, just like me, used to be alone. We just like to sit at home and rip on the president. Meet Virginia. To our health we drank 1,000 times. It's time to ramble on. Life's a tale that can be told. My freedom I hold dear. For years ago, and days of old, the magic filled the air. But in the darkest depths of mortar, I met a girl so fair. And the hero one corrupt up and slipped away where I chill. And there's nothing I can do now. I guess I'll keep on. I'm gonna sing my song. I'm gonna rap the world about my girl. I've been this way 10 years to the day I'm gonna ramble on. Sing my song, I'm gonna rap the world. Sing my girl, baby, 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 I've been searching for my baby. My, 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 my. Thank you so much. It is so fun. This is the last date of our tour, and this is where this is our home. It's a little bit weird because all these cameras are around, and it feels like we're on a date, and our mom is driving us around. It's some strange shit. But I hope that you guys are having as good a time here as we are. We're gonna play a song right now that is on our new record, and thanks. It's really about me. When I was growing up, we used to drive around and go to like drive-ins and stuff. Me and my buddies, you know, all guys, because we couldn't get laid. But man, we talked like we could though. We're like, oh, she's so into me. And there was nobody into me. But we used to brag about all the chicks we used to get. And we were all just not getting anything. And so we had all these dreams about these beautiful women that one day they would fall in love with us. And so we as a band wrote a song about that because we know that most of you guys aren't getting any either. And this is a song called She's on Fire.
Just between us, but between us, let's get high. In pictures I've seen her, and to see her is truly fine. 'Cause she's on fire. She's on fire. Oh, yeah. Flowers in
crashed in the desert. I've seen a rodeo. I don't know much about the world wars of Vietnam. I've yet to read about Old Tom. I never climbed a real rock or seen Colorado.
When we first started playing music together as Train, it took us a long time to bring all these people together. When we're in a place like this and we see that our music brings people together like this, we're so proud and happy. Thank you. And we travel now all over the world because it started with you guys, and you kind of told the rest of the world that we were okay to like. And so while we're traveling, we don't really have anybody but ourselves. And that's unfortunate. Because sometimes you need somebody to hold, and I'm not holding these guys. Okay, I held him once, but that was a long time ago. Anyway, when we travel, we see such beautiful places and beautiful people, and so we kind of wrote a song a while back about being on the road and missing the people that we love, like you guys, so much. And it's a song called Hopeless. And it goes like this.
I hopelessly, helplessly wonder why everything I've changed around me. I tell it to your face, but you lost your face along the way. And I'd say it on the phone if I thought you were alone. Why do things have to change? 'Cause you don't need my pictures on your wall. You say you need no one. You don't need my secret midnight call. I guess you need no one. Is anybody waiting at all for you? 'Cause it's time that will tell if it's heaven, if it's hell, or if it's anybody waiting at all for you. 'Cause it's time that will tell this tale. You're reading out up and down, wonder if you're lost or found, but I got my hands on you. Are you strong enough to toe the line? Are you gonna make me yours, or do I make you mine? I'm meaning out, I'm up and down, wonder if I'm lost or found, but I need your hands on me now. 'Cause you don't need my pictures on your wall. You say you need no one, and you don't need my secret midnight call. I guess you need no one. Is anybody waiting at all for you? 'Cause it's time that will tell if it's heaven, if it's hell, or if it's anybody waiting at all for you. 'Cause it's time that will tell this
Thank you.
talks like June. Hey, 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 hey. But tell me, did you sail across the sun? Did you make it to the Milky Way to see the lights are fading and that heaven is overrated? Tell me, did you fall for a shooting star, one without a permanent scar, and then you missed me while you were looking for yourself out there? Now that she's back from that soul vacation, tracing her way through the constellation. Hey, hey. She checks out Mozart while she does Typo. Reminds me that there's room to grow. Hey, 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 hey. Now that she's back in the atmosphere, I'm afraid that she might think of me as Tell me, did the wind sweep you off your feet? Did you finally get the chance to dance along the line of day? Head back to the Milky Way and tell me, Venus blow your mind? Was it everything you wanted to find? And then you missed me while you were looking for yourself out there. Can you imagine no love, fried deep fried chicken? Your best friend always thinking up for you. Can you imagine no first dance, freeze drying romance, 5-hour phone conversation, the best sort of latte that you never had in me? Tell me, did the wind sweep you off your feet? Did you finally get the chance to dance along the light of day and head back to the Milky Way? Tell me, did you sail across the sun? Did you make it to the Milky Way to see the lights are fading and that heaven is overrated? Tell me, did you fall for a shooting star, one without a permanent scar, and then you missed me while you were looking for yourself? And did you finally get the chance to dance along the line of And did you fall for a shooting star, fall for a shooting star? And are you looking for yourself there? Home all night, nothing's wrong. Just my nature got me holding on too tight. So you say you're on the way. You got me feeling like I should be holding on this tight. And I'm heavy on my knees, yeah. Oh my, slip and slide. Hope they're gonna make you feel like someday I will. I know.
sometimes can't even believe in. Whoa, ho, ho. Cradled by the hands of fate, the fate that sometimes wraps around too tight, so tight. They call me free, but I call me a fool. Hey, yeah. They call me free, but I call me a fool. Hey, yeah. Well, I look back at April, but you won't look back at me. No, 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 no. So I pray and leave June to stay, but she just came to wash me to the sea. Oh, they call me free, but I call me a fool. Hey, 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 they call me free, but I call me a fool. Hey, did y'all have a good time tonight? How about up top? You guys have okay time tonight? How about down here? Y'all okay? Well, thank you so much for making this such a great evening for us. We had a wonderful time, and I cannot wait to be here again. Thanks.
Well, I slipped down to Mexico, started messing with a yellow afro. Slipped down behind the sheet, started talking about Pistol Pete. Well, slipped down through the African, started talking about what she can do. Well, here we are again, back where we started. Yeah. Well, I slipped down through the dark again. You left your silhouette on my pillow. Yeah. And I'm right inside the night. I'm waiting for the light. Seems like I'm in the, seems like I'm always in the middle. They call me free.
Thank you. You know, thank you so much. Well, we were in the back, smoking crack and everything. And we weren't smoking crack, that was earlier. But we decided that we wanted to leave you with what ends up being, I think, the 5 of our favorite song right now on our new record. This song is about being with the people that you love more than anybody in the world. And sometimes we can't have those people that we love the most because they're not around anymore or they've moved away, but they still mean so much to you. And so I want to dedicate this song to all of you and all of them. And thank you so much for making this such an amazing evening for us. Thank you. It's called Let It Roll.
Slipping on the tears from the day I was young and free. Now all these hotel lobbies are filled with what's to me lonely midnight drivers drifting out to sea, and all those late night lovers summers come, I will pretend that I don't notice. But this is when I notice most of all. So let it roll in me. Let it roll in you. Let it roll in me. Let it roll back into where so much.
When I'm on the road, as much as it's difficult and stressful and sleepless nights and all the other things that go with it. How far is our drive tonight? It's cold in here, isn't it? Check out the bunk, dude. It's when I feel best, is when I'm with my family, which are these 4 men that we've gone through a lot together. Good and bad, we're like family. What we do for a living is also what we do for fun. And it's a strange combination. I probably was 10 years old, and I said, you know, Mom, I think I want to be a musician. And she said, okay, but you're never going to get any sleep. I just don't know, I didn't know what the hell that was about. And she was right. I remember singing in a car coming home from basketball practice once to the radio, and all the other kids in the car stopped singing and listened to me when I was in 8th grade or something. And that's when I thought, you know what? I can't play basketball. I'm a horrible student. I always thought LMN was one letter. Chicks don't dig me. I think I might be a singer. Because then you don't need to play basketball, and chicks don't even care what you look like when you're singing, you know what I mean? They're just like, look at that ugly guy, I want him. I moved to Los Angeles and met the guys, Jimmy and Rob and Charlie. I showed up on, I think, July 1st, and on July 7th, we had our first gig. But I wasn't the lead singer. Rob, I think, was singing mostly because he had the most songs. It was kind of like the guy with the most songs sings the most, you know? Gradually, I became the singer as I forced my way in. We made it like a 9-song demo.
Yeah.
We sent it out, and people were like, man, this band could be really good. What else you got? We were flown to New York by Columbia Records to sign the band, and everybody came in, and they were like, whoa, and then they left, and the next day, said, I don't think this band is ready. And it was hard to hear that. This was a monumental moment for me because I was just told by a lot of very important people that I'm not gonna get a record contract. We all wanted to make a record. And the best thing for us to do was to just go do that instead of wait for somebody to give us the money to do it. When we were all done with this record that cost $25,000 and we produced it ourselves, we thought, okay, we're done. So we sold everything we could out of the box at shows, and it just grew and grew and grew. We made a second demo. I remember Meet Virginia was on it, and everybody kind of went away at that point. Like, you know what? I'm not liking the direction that these guys are heading in. And Meet Virginia ends up being the song on the first record that sold us 1 million records. This is the way I always describe Virginia. I have a great friend who nobody tells better stories than my friend Don.
but every time he tells a story, it's different. It's so full of shit, and I love it. Like, he'll be telling me about something I did in high school, and I'll be like, I did? I'm awesome! I didn't do that shit, but it's so great to hear him. And I think of Meet Virginia as that. You know, I took something little about a woman or some women that I've known and made it a better story.
Meet Virginia.
Drops of Jupiter was written as just kind of another song. I was at home and just woke up with these lyrics, started to write them down, and put a little piano thing to it, and brought it into the band and Columbia Records, and just said, you know, check this song out. Everybody kind of got excited about it. That was the first, like, rock star moment for us, as Brendan rented a Learjet for us to fly to Nashville to put a string section down with an orchestra on that song. And I remember sitting in that room listening and just getting all choked up. I think that it's the common thread between all people, is love. That's what we want. That's what we try to give people. That's what we want to have from people. It's what we lose. It's what we gain. It's everything in our lives. And I don't think anybody could argue with that, you know. I think it's more important than anything.
Oh, not again.
Ooh. Wow, this picture all of a sudden got real good looking.
Kind of the quiet guy. I'm the one that will be off seeking my own space. If you were to ask me what the downside to being on the road was, other than not being with my family, it's very hard to find time to be truly alone. And you'll find me maybe in the back lounge with the door shut, writing music or playing guitar. I started the band. You know, I'm kind of the connection between Pat and the other guys, Charlie having brought Scott along. But it was kind of I just had a hunch that the chemistry would be great.
I remember playing our first little shows and people were like, man, you guys got something going on, you know? Train's gonna be big.
We did these clubs trying to get record people down, you know? We want to get signed, we made demos, thinking it was all gonna happen, and it didn't. But then we got a break, we got sent to New York, and we were gonna get signed, you know, by this huge record label. We were so excited, and we didn't. We made the first Train record ourselves. And when Columbia started kind of sniffing around, they put us out on what was supposed to be a 10-week summer tour. And it turned into 3 years of being out there in a van that caught on fire 3 times, 4 guys in a hotel room, 5 people at the show, you know, night after night, lugging your gear up, you know, icy steps in Colorado, and just really kind of being in the trenches. Free was the first single. When Meet Virginia came out, Alice in the Bay Area started playing it, and their phones lit up. And I was like, what's going on with this song? And it just, these little fires kept turning into something bigger. And people say, when was the moment you knew? There really wasn't. The reason our songs are so diverse is because our tastes are. If you were to ask any of us what's in our CD player, you'd hear 5 totally different answers. All of us, if a song needs something, we'll do whatever it takes to serve the song. When we wrote I Am, it needed a harmonica. So I strapped on a harmonica and started playing. Drops of Jupiter needed a piano, so I played piano. It's always been accelerating for us. We haven't peaked, you know? Like when I said we played in front of 5 people, then 15, then 150. Now it's 15,000 every night.
You know, you can't argue with this. It's totally all about rock and roll.
There's like, you know, the class clowns and the quiet guys, and I'm always kind of like in the middle. You know, everybody's had their differences. I think I've managed to just keep myself at a safe enough distance. Like, I'm the shut the hell up kind of and just get the job done sort of guy.
Jimmy likes to wake up during the middle of the night to soothe others.
I answered an ad in a LA music paper looking for a guitarist. And I went over to Rob's house. I guess he answered the door. And then I went in and both he and Charlie were there. And we just kind of sat around and talked and listened to music. A couple days later, we got together in an old rundown rehearsal studio in Hollywood. And we played together, and it was just sparks. Then a few years later, Rob called me up and said that he was hooking up with Pat up in the Bay Area, starting a new thing called Train. Wanted to know if I wanted to be a part of it. My first thought was, Train. I'm not sure if I like that name, but you know, whatever, I'm not doing anything. I'll come up and check it out. So I went up to San Francisco.
Rob and I helped him move, and he played the old, oh, my back hurts. So Rob and I had to do all the work. And he still owes us big time for that shit.
They helped me move my stuff in to my apartment, and we went right down to a coffee house. And that was my debut with those guys that night in the coffee house. We didn't rehearse or anything. This is where we used to play for beer, but then we started drinking way too much beer. So they were like, man, we got to just start paying you cash because you guys are drinking all of our beer. On stage, I just try and shut down and play music. You know, when I start thinking about it, or if I catch myself like in a pose or something, it just takes me out of the show. You know, I try and just close my mind down and play. I've dreamed about this my whole life, you know, and worked really hard to get to be able to be on the road. Our groovy new bunks, they're a little more spacious than the last bus, and they have the flip-down TV screens for the late night in-bed viewing. It's difficult to be away from our families and our homes, but it's worth it. Everybody's doing it, dude. You don't know if you're into it? It's a little pick-me-up. Gives you a little energy boost and plenty of vitamins. I really love playing music with these guys, and I'm a fan of this band. If I wasn't in this band, I would buy our records. This is the kind of music I would dig, you know? Natural get up and go. 12 times the vitamin C and 10% of the calories in orange juice. There's not much that I'm not happy about these days.
Scott and I were working together while we were still just writing songs in San Francisco, and the band was still just trying to get gigs around San Francisco, and we were beginning. It was just hard to find a way to make money while we're doing that. I was just broke. And so I had this Volkswagen thing, which was a loaner, but it had no top. And so Scott and I would get up early in the morning and get coffee and work all day. Pretty much, just full-on labor job thing. And we were driving to rehearsal afterwards, and it started raining. And so we were in my car with no top. And I was looking at him, I was like, this is pretty rough. It's like, this is legitimately bad, And then we started, we were really freezing. We were talking about ways to maybe, blow off rehearsal. But it got so cold that I was Scott was smoking, and I was kind of jealous because, I was doing all the work driving, and, and he was kind of, huddling up. And I was like, dude, you got to steer for a while, So I was, doing the pedals, not shivering. And Scott was driving my car with no top in the rain to go to rehearsal. It's kind of like where you realize that you're pretty broke when that happens. It was no illusions. I thought about that. Now we're on this tour. I was looking around yesterday. There's 8 buses and 7 semi-trucks, and I was like, this is a hell of a production. There's a lot going on. I really am kind of just a basic kind of surfer kind of guy. That's really the most important thing next to music. Before we wrote all our music in rehearsals, and we were trying to get enough music to play shows of a certain length. I mean, we'd write songs so often that we'd want to go play them right after we'd write them. So somebody bring in an idea, we'd put it together, rehearse it that night, and then go out and play an open mic somewhere. And now it's gotten to the point where instead of organized writing sessions, I can honestly say it happens all the time. We'll kind of wake up and we'll go wheel in our little portable studio to the backstage area, start working on stuff. Sometimes Pat plays some trumpet over it, and it's kind of like this kind of ambiguous project. Pat and I often will just sit in the back and kind of strum chords, and he'll sing a melody, and it's just kind of relaxing. And that's happening all the time, so if you really think about it, I'm playing music all day, up until 3 in the morning at night, and then I sleep for a few hours, wake up and do it again. And I just always wanted that to be the truth, and now it is, you know, and it's kind of beautiful. You know what that is, though?
Good.
I have no idea.
It's a lot of vitamin C.
2,000 milligrams. You know, I put a lot into the show, Mark. I'm not kidding around. I used to get up really early to do every radio show after gigs, and you know, we'd ride all night in the bus, and whether you sleep or not, it depends. Just sometimes you do. Sometimes the bus lulls you to sleep, sometimes it keeps you awake. And we get up and we'd play these shows, and even though we were really groggy, that was where a lot of the writing got done for this, from the first record to the second record. It's a staple of any healthy band diet.
There we go. What is it? Let me see that.
Hemp seed gives you a...
Our crew manufactures this in the back of the bus.
I used to come home to my apartment and try and have a life, and so therefore I felt like I didn't. I tried to get back in contact with my friends and have a relationship, or I tried to do normal things. And once I realized that it's not that I have my life and then I go on tour, when I really gave in and just accepted that my life is on tour or recording and being in Train right now, which I've chosen to do, and it's been my goal forever, so it's a good thing. Once I kind of got used to that, I started planning in my home time differently. I didn't try and become, you know, back to my old life. Now I'm realizing that I kind of have this dream life where I'm playing music, which is my favorite thing to do. What's wrong with it?
Man, I hate to admit it. I'm not so proud of this, but I guess I must be the child. You know, first of all, I'm the youngest.
Some guys' personalities work better together and some guys don't.
I don't see these guys as being older than me, and I don't think they necessarily see me as being younger.
I'm the most obnoxious person in the band.
I'm always constantly trying to make everybody laugh. That seems to be like my, you know, role.
You got a fucking problem with me, man? You got a fucking problem? What's up? What, you got a problem now? Oh.
I love to really root everybody on, the comedian and the rooter honor. I also try to get everybody excited all the time, especially about a live performance. Everything else, like record sales and how much, you know, we're doing in this country and, you know, money and stuff like that, that really doesn't get me excited because it all seems to be on paper, since I definitely don't have any money in the bank.
First time we met him was New Year's Eve, 1994, and he showed up, and he was a goofy-looking bastard, but we accepted him for who he was, inside.
Dad, come here. Like, I know it's tough for you when I'm getting camera time because you're afraid that I might steal the whole shot. Well, let me tell you something, man. You're cool still.
Pat and I painted together for a couple years.
Oh, expensive glasses. Now Scott doesn't feel so great, does he? Mm.
I think we all knew, like, way at the beginning that it was going to be great. It was just obvious. So we all had like this work ethic and this desire, and we got along so well. We kind of seemed like everything was there. About a month ago, we were staying at the Swiss Hotel in New York, and then we circled the world in about a month and ended up back in the Swiss Hotel. I'm so happy to be able to do that, because the limiting thing for me about being a musician was I constantly had to be playing music, and I couldn't travel or anything, or like, you know, take vacations. And so I always said, you know, one day I'm going to travel the world. I would be, you know, disappointed if I died without doing that. But now music's providing that for me.
Hey, man, can you run to Starbucks and get me a soy latte really quick? Man, anything else? Hey, how about I clean my tongue?
It's amazing to go to, like, you know, Norway and play a show. It freaks me out. Nobody speaks our language. We can't communicate with anybody. It's actually kind of nice, because, man, I'm sick of talking to you punks.
I'm way above all this fucking crap. People don't know who the fuck I am. You know what I mean?
La zona blanca es justamente para el inmediato debajo de los embarques de pasajeros.
Now that she's back in the atmosphere, the drops of Jupiter in her head. She acts like summer and walks like rain, reminds me that there's a time to change. Well, since the return of a stay on the moon, she listens like spring and she talks like June. But tell me, did you sail across the sun? Did you make it to the Milky Way to see the lights are fading and that heaven is overrated? Tell me, did you fall for a shooting star, one without a permanent scar, and then you miss me while you were looking for yourself out there? Now that she's back